Good afternoon, everybody. This is a formal announcement. I request the participants to mute your audio and video. Kindly post all your queries on chat box. It will be answered by our coordinating team. The session will be started in 5 minutes. Participants are not supposed to interrupt the guest at the time of presentation. Our program is streaming live in YouTube. Participants who are unable to join the meet can watch the complete session in YouTube. Participants, we are expecting your fullest cooperation throughout the session. Thank you. I repeat, this is a formal announcement. I request the participants to mute your audio and video. Kindly post all your queries on chat box. Be started in 5 minutes. Participants are not supposed to interrupt the guest at the time of presentation. Our program is streaming live in YouTube. Participants who are unable to join the meet can watch the complete session in YouTube. Participants, we are expecting your fullest cooperation throughout the session. Thank you. Good afternoon to one and all gathered here. This is K. Vimala welcoming you all to this workshop on best practices of ICT tools in teaching and learning, organized by the Department of Mathematics, Pavai Engineering College, Autonomous, Namakkal. To begin the session, I request Ms. M. Nandini Priya, Assistant Professor, Mathematics, to deliver the welcome address. Over to Nandini Priya.
A pleasant good afternoon to distinguished guests, faculties, and participants. With a great joy and immense exultation, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all presented here for this workshop on best practices of ICTC tool in teaching and learning. We are honored this known by the presence of the Honorable Professor Dr. P. Geeta, Associate Professor and Head Department of Mathematics, Banariamman Institute of Technology, Satyamangalam. We thank you for kindly being the guest speaker for today's session. We fully appreciate you finding the time to be with us despite your tight schedule. Your presence underscores the importance for enhancing quality assurance of teaching and learning in today's scenario among all individuals. On behalf of Department of Mathematics, I warmly welcome faculties of different universities and colleges, experts, and all other distinguished participants for finding time to be with us today. My precious thanks to all the participants. You have voluntarily taken efforts to engage with this program. I truly believe this workshop will certainly be fruitful and productive. Thank you. Over to Vimla ma'am.
Thank you, Nandini Priya. That was a good initiation. May I now request Mrs. K. Uma, Assistant Professor Mathematics, to introduce the guest.
Good
Over
afternoon to one and all
to
present here. Yeah. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Esteemed staff members and learned scholars, I am very much delighted to welcome you all for today's session in this digital platform. With immense pleasure and privilege for me to introduce our speaker, Dr. P. Geeta. She is going to talk to us about best practices of ICT tools in teaching and learning. This is the topic which we are all mostly awaited. Our speaker, Dr. P. Geeta, is an associate professor and head in the Department of Mathematics at Banariamman Institute of Technology, Satyamangalam. She has more than 2 decades of teaching experience. She completed her doctorate in the year 2013 under Anna University, Chennai. She has authored and co-authored 14 books on various titles like Discrete Mathematics, Mathematics for Engineers, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Numerical Methods. She was published technical papers in national and international journals and also presented papers in various national and international conferences in India and abroad. She has also been awarded as Distinguished Leader in the Discipline of Science, organized by the Center for Leadership Development of Venus International Foundation on 5th January 2019 at the Royal Meridian, Chennai. During her academic service, she has been deputed as the Journal Reviewer of International Journal of Mathematics and Soft Computing. Her major achievements are presented a paper in an international conference at Singapore in the year 2011, proficiency rank holder in MSc Mathematics in the year 1996, NCC certificate A grade in the year 1998 under the authority of Ministry of Defence, Government of India, Raja Prakshar Award for Best Guide from the then Patton Alexander in the year 1989, Rashtrapati Guide Award from the then President R. Venkatraman in the year 1989. In this moment, I really feel proud to have her with us today. I once again welcome our guest, Dr. P. Geeta, and thank her for sparing her time with us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your kind introduction, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Her biography was really inspiring. It's time for the session. We shall hand over the session to our guest speaker. Ma'am, we are awaiting to hear from you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all your kind introductions about me. And I've just done only a few little things, but the introduction was exaggerated. Like we'll see what is in today's agenda. And hi everyone, and I'm very happy to meet you all through this Google Meet in best practices of ICT tools in teaching learning. Ma'am, I request you to have the recording, ma'am, meet recording.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You start the meet recording, ma'am, and then I'll just start my presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's already streaming live on YouTube, ma'am.
Like, no, ma'am, this Google Meet.
That itself is enough for us, ma'am. That we will forward it to our participants, ma'am.
No, not like that, ma'am. This Google Meet recording will be much more better resolution than when compared to your YouTube and all. So I need that. So that is why I'm asking and requesting you to have the recording. Is it possible for you to do it?
No, ma'am, it's not enabling, ma'am. That's why, ma'am.
Why it is not enabling, ma'am? Who is the host for this program? And the host can do it. Only for the host who have created this invitation, they can do the recording. Only for them it will be enabled. Who is having it, ma'am? Ma'am, got my point? Okay, fine. If it is not possible, then we just leave it. Shall I start, ma'am? Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, shall I start up the presentation?
Ma'am, she is the organizer, ma'am. I think she is trying, but it's you can start now. You can start now.
Okay, my point is like whether ma'am is able to know how to record it or like any help she need.
No, ma'am. You just proceed, ma'am. Proceed with the presentation.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi everyone, and we just get into this presentation. I'm able to see the presentation. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Dear participants, able to see my screen? Please, anyone?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No, definitely, yes. I have shared my screen.
Participants, kindly ping Dr.
Okay.
P. Geeta.
Fine, ma'am, fine. So, best practices of ICT tools in teaching learning. Like, I will have to tell about myself before I am aware of all these things. So, this might be applicable for everyone who have gathered here. Like, when the COVID, this pandemic situation occurred, even I didn't know anything. What are all the platforms we have that we could do online teaching? I am not aware of it at all. So only with this short span of time, I have learned many things, and I've explored this with my students in my classroom. Each day, one tool, I just make a use of it, and I'll be getting a feedback from the students also. So with that feedback, I started with these things. So today, this presentation, it is not just a PowerPoint presentation, what we normally do it. This is a Prezi tool. So this Prezi tool will beautify our presentation, and however we want it, we can have in that way. We can have animations. We can modify each and every annotations given to the screen. So whatever thing we want to do, what we can do. So that is the best thing. This Prezi tool will help us. So now let me enter into my first slide. I'll just give the overview, that is the agenda of today's session. First point, we will see COVID-19 impact on education. The next is advantages and limitations of e-learning, online mode of teaching, learning, evaluation, and what all we need for the online teaching, and what are all the tools for effective teaching, online evaluation, tools, hands-on. So these are the overview which I'm going to cover today. This is what my plan. And if time permits, I'll just tell you the last thing. COVID-19 impact on education. So this is all of a sudden happened to us. We didn't even imagine in this world. Like due to this lockdown, education has drastically changed, like from blackboard to broadband. And also the exponential rise of this e-learning through digital platforms have happened. is exponentially rising. So for example, even if we take ourselves, so from day one of online teaching till today, definitely we all would have exponentially raised our teaching process through online mode. And next is digital delivery of this lectures, online lectures. During this pandemic situation, it has become a very important thing for everybody. And next is to reduce the damage caused in education due to COVID-19. Online teaching learning made one of the solutions available right now. And in this platform, like sudden shift from physical classroom to online, both the teachers as well as the students should be prepared for this sudden shift. Like this COVID-19, one point, this is as of May 2nd, 22nd, 2020. So 1.2 billion students all over the world are impacted by COVID-19. And mandatory closures of schools and social distancing measures reduced the transmission rate by 29% to 37% in earlier cases. Many universities are offering online educations from 2020 to 21, this academic on-path semester specifically. And also online education, it is even started in 1982 in Western Behavioral Sciences Institute, which is in California. There only it started as a first thing, and only now we are very much familiar with what is all meant by online teaching. So next we will see what are all the advantages of e-learning. So like students can access the content from anywhere and everywhere at any time. And they can watch the content again and again, and that will be helpful for them to revise. And also, at one click, we can just analyze the student's performance. And that is not possible in the manual work. And next is it also promotes active and independent learning. So enhances both the teacher skill as well the student skill. So those are the advantages of e-learning. And once if we have advantages, definitely in each and everything, we also have the limitations for that. So what are all the limitations of e-learning? So first point, what I could say is that lack of technological tools and poor internet connectivity. So if it is there, definitely it is only a disadvantage of e-learning. So that point we'll have to take into account. And next is less human interaction can lead to social isolation. So even though we are going on online teaching, we should have an interaction with the other end also. So if that is not, then we will be isolated and which will not be effective. And next is lack of communication skill is very, very important in case of online teaching rather than the blackboard teaching. So if that skill is a little bit lower, the other end, we are not able to see the students face to face, so that if our communication is in the lower end, definitely the students and these days students are very much commenting over the faculty also. That is happening. And those are all the disadvantages of this e-learning. And next is difficult in prevention of cheating or copying in examination. Of course, true. So at this point in the online mode, it is very difficult for us to prevent the students from copying the examination, for which we have certain tools that also we can do it, but it is all costly. So that only the institution, they will have to load everything in their server and it has to be done. But these can be addressed by taking appropriate measures. So these are the limitations, what I will say about e-learning. So whatever slides or whatever points I discuss in this session, it is all only by my understanding. And if time permits, I will just show you what is Mindomo, Testmost, Moodle, Google Form plagiarism. So we might all be familiar with the Google Forms, but then there is an option called plagiarism. We can also check out the plagiarism, the students when they submit their assignments or when they submit their tests, like whether they have copied it or not and all, we can check it. That I will tell you, there is a specific thing in the Google form that I am doing it my class students. And next, Google form attendance, like suppose in case if you are using a learning management system as Google Classroom, then by taking the attendance for the teacher is a log sheet they'll be taking. Like as soon as the students enter into the class, definitely a login will be there. Once he leaves, logout will be there, and we can just take the log sheet and that will fetch the attendance for the students. But what could I suggest is that suppose in case if the for example, if 80 students are in our class, so if all the 80, suppose if they are in the class, how am I judging whether the students are attentive in my class in this online teaching learning process? So for which I will give you how to get the attendance through Google form, by which we can also see to that only the students who are active in the class and who are attentive in the class will be able to give the attendance. If not, definitely they'll not be able to give the attendance. So then even though there is a log sheet by default in the Google Classroom, still if they are not answering your attendance, you can give them as absent. And also OBS, open broadcast software. So that is a very good and nice tool, I could say, for online lectures, recording and all. And also if we are going to do quizzes and all, you can do it by Kahoot. So that is one of the main thing you can do it. That is a fantastic tool, and it is a user friendly. We can all just see. So these are all hands-on. I'll just give you Testmos. Mindomo, I'll just show you. Moodle, my site, I will just show you. And these two things definitely I'll show you. And the next is like online mode of teaching, learning, education. What are the things? Like prepare content for online lecture. So online lecture, in which platform I can do my presentation? Like I can do it as a presentation mode, or I can do it as a digital mode. And different digital platforms are there to take notes and to deliver the lecture. So what are all the digital platforms we have? We are very much familiar with the Zoom, right? And Google Meet, everybody might have used it. And also Microsoft Teams. So this Microsoft Teams, it is highly secured. And if the institution is having the account, definitely we can use it. And that is a highly secured one when compared to the Zoom and Google Meet. And in the Microsoft Teams, we can do live lecturing and assignment submission and all. It will be very useful tool in Microsoft Teams. And next platform we could say is OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. And next is LMS. LMS is Learning Management System. So it is used to connect with the students. Like what are all the various tools we have to connect with the students? Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom, Edmodo, Moodle. So I could say this Microsoft Teams, it is good when compared to this Google Classroom, but when compared to these, this Edmodo and Moodle is very fantastic, for which if you have an account, if you are a paid version or a premium user, so you can enjoy everything in these two platforms. So if not, everywhere this Google Classroom is there, we can just manage with that. That is more than sufficient. But if somebody uses these two, definitely they'll not be in love with these two, right? And next is various tools conducting online examinations for students assessment. Google Forms, it is there. Microsoft Forms, we can have the assessment. Testmos. So already many of us will be familiar with this Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. And when compared to this Testmos, these two are slightly dependent, but this Testmos, it is independent. And this Testmos, you have a free version as well as the paid version. So free version with certain restrictions, you can use it. But in the full version, that is in the premier user or in the paid version, you can enjoy to the fullest. So that is what I could say. And finally, you have YouTube. That is the best platform to get all the informations. And next is, what are all the things we need for online lecturing? First thing, we have to, we can just record or we can just live stream it. So that is by means of open broadcaster software that we can do it. And I've told you this learning management system, that is Microsoft Teams. So in that Microsoft Teams, we have files. You can just upload the files. So whatever contents you have, you can just upload it. One notebook you have. That is this one notebook. It acts like a digital notebook. Like it will be as very user friendly, and the main advantage is of this notebook is it is open to all. Both the students as well as the teacher can edit it, right? And even you can call it to be as a Wikipedia. And this is a collaborative notebook, I could say. So whatever things, I'm just repeatedly saying that whatever things I've done in this slide, it is all only from my point of view, right? And assignments we can do, quizzes we can do, live lectures you can do. So a lot many things it can be done. And next, video compressors. Suppose, for example, if you are recording something else. Suppose in case if the recorded video lecture at some point of time it got struck or it has been paused for a while. So in that case, if you want to compress it, so of course we have a tool called as Loom. So in that Loom, if you just use that Loom for the recording purpose, you have a trim button there. So whichever part we have paused or whichever thing we want to delete it, if you think that it is not nice or if you think that it has been repeated for more than 2 times and all, you can just delete that portion by making use of the button called as trim that is available in the Loom tool. And this video compressor, you can make use of Handbrake, that is also an open source and it is also easy to use. And next, video editing tools. That is what, other than that Loom, I told you this, you have OpenShot as well as the Shortcut. So these are all the tools which are used for editing a video, right? And see here, free recording software. So like you can record your lecture or you can record anything else from your end using all the free tools. That one important thing I can say is that Flashback Express Free, that for which webcam support is there. So if webcam support is there, you can just do wonders in that. Already I've told you this Loom, it is a free and pro versions also you have. So definitely if there is a free and pro versions, some advantages will be there in the pro version, and the free version something will be restricted. So with the free version also we can just do wonders. And suppose in case for somebody might be, for them OBS will not be working. Like OBS, it is widely helpful for the recording part. If it is not working, you can just go on to this Loom. And this Loom for Windows 10 and above, it will be directly supported. And if you have Windows 7, you will need to have an internet connection. Only then this Loom tool, it will be used. And this Moodle. So this Moodle, this is a very secured platform, I could say. There are only 7 steps for you to create a Moodle site for you. So this also I'll just give you a hands-on practice. Like once if you enter into it and if you have an overall view, you can also develop your own Moodle site by your name and then you can make use of it. It is also a learning management system. So I'll just give you the step-by-step procedure for it. There are only 7 steps. Like you just imagine that we create a Google Classroom. In a similar manner, here also we create. So instead of the classroom, what we are going to do is that we create our Moodle site. So how do we create a Moodle site? For which you will have to go to the browser called as genomia.com. So go to the site genomia.com. That is www.genomia.com. If you just go into it, you will get a web page. So in that web page, it will be asking for you to register it. So you will have to do the registration by your name. So then the site will be registered on your name and you can use it. So site registration, as soon as you just log into this, you will have to go to the site administration. And then certain names, username, password, it will all ask only for the minimum requirements. So you can just fill it up. I'll just show you that. Register you by just filling up all those things. You can just register your site and then you can publish it. and then you can publish it. So after doing the site, this is your first first step, and this is your second step. And the third step is that as soon as the site has been created, you will have to have the courses, like you have registered for the site, then you have got your name, and after that you will have to create the courses. Like suppose, for example, if you are handling the course called DBMS, or if you are handling the course called Python programming, whatever may be the thing. So you will have to have a course. After having the courses, you can just, like how we did in the class, Google Classroom, similarly you can also do the courses in this site also. As soon as the courses has been created, next you will have to create the users. So once if the classroom is there, who must be present there? Like students should be present there. Only then the class will be going on. So the students, in what are all the ways you can add the students into a class? Like you can add, there are 3 ways. One thing is that you can just add the users manually by just typing each and every one name with their user mail ID and so on. And next is that you can just upload the users as a bulk. Like if you have, suppose for example, if you have 60 students in your class and all the 60 students mail ID you know. So you need not type each and every mail ID one by one, and you need not add it. So it will take a lot of time. So instead of that, what you can do is that you can just add it in a bulk. So that option is there. Okay, the next option is self-enrollment. Like suppose, say for example, if you are one college, say I am in Banariaman Institute of Technology, and my student's friend is in some other college, say X or Y. Suppose in case if my student goes and tells his friend as this lecture done by this faculty, you just watch for a time, and if you are interested you can join. So that kind, it can also be done like once if the password is known to them, they can just log in and they can do their self-enrollment. That is also possible. Like in the Google Classroom and all, unless otherwise the faculty invites the student will not be able to access the class. But here in the Moodle, there are 3 ways, right? Self-enrollment is that way. And after having this is the fourth step. And the 5th step is that, so as soon as the students have been added to the class, what are we going to do? So that you should have the activities or the resources like material, like how to run off the class and all you should have. That is e-content. And once the class gets over, I'll have to post the assignment, I'll have to give the quiz, like all these material should be added there. That is your 5th step. So that for which you will have a course tab there. Then you will have to go on to the turn on editing option. So normally if you just enter first time, it will be off mode. So you will have to turn it to on editing on mode. After that, you will have to add all your contents. So this is the 5th point. And the 6th step, what is it that? But suppose in case today if you are going and registering a site in Moodle, this live lecture is not visible. It has been disabled. Why they have disabled, I don't know. Like 5 months before, if you have got the site for this Moodle, there in that you had a live lecture option. But in the latest version, due to this pandemic, they don't have this option live lecture, right? So only that point I could say right now they don't have. Then after that, you have the grading option analysis. Like as soon as the class gets over, you can have the assignment, you can have the quizzes for the students, and even you can grade the analysis of the marks by the students. So these only 6 steps are there for you to get the site in a Moodle, so that this also serves as a very good platform for learning management system. And recommendation, I have one point to say. Like if we have not used, suppose in case today if you're going and creating a Moodle site, and if you're not going to use it for a month, like within a month you will have to make use of it. If not automatically it will be deactivated, correct? So what happens? So will I not be given a chance? Yes. They give you a chance for only 3 months. Within 3 months, again, you will have to resolve it. So if you're not going to do that also within 3 months, then you cannot make use of that site, what you have created today. So that is what the recommendation I could give. And next, some important tools for online lecture. Like if we have to make our online lecture a lively one with the students, or to be an active one with the students, you can go for all these. Like OneNote by Microsoft, it is very elegant tool, I can say. Like you have a virtual board, and also you can do notes taking and all. It is all possible there. And pen tablet, like if you ask me the company, I could say that Eyeball, Wacom, XP. So it will range from rupees 5,000 to 8,000. Suppose if you want to have for your own, you can just go and you can get it. But right now in Amazon, this Eyeball is not available. But Wacom and XP, it is all available, and it is very much useful for the virtual writing. So once if I say this pen tablet, right, you will have a board, you will also have a pen. And with that, then you can just make use of it, and you can just connect it to your monitor, and then you can work it. And when you're going to make use of this pen tablet, you have an Epic pen. So this Epic pen, it is also a free tool. So if you're going to make use of this tablet, you can just download this Epic pen, which you can just highlight the points. So if you're just highlighting the points, whatever thing you've created as a PPT, it will not be affected, right? So you can make use of this Epic pen, and this Epic pen, it will be very colorful and it will be very attractive also. And next, online assessment tools and techniques. So what are all the ways and means we can assist the students as soon as the class gets over? So Google Form, everybody will be very popular with that. Microsoft Forms, new to many, like whoever has been using Microsoft Teams, definitely those of y'all would have seen this Microsoft Forms. Suppose in case if you are not making use of Microsoft Teams, definitely you would have opted only the Google Form. So I'll just show you each and everything. And like mail merge, like this mail merge is a tool. If you want to send certificates as a bulk, or send letters as a bulk. Say for example, for attending a webinar, like 1,000 persons, if you want 1,000 persons have registered, you need not send one by one or 200, 300 and all. As a bulk, you can just send it through mail merge. You have an option there. So at the maximum 10,000 at a time, it can be sent, right? So this is one of the tool which can be sent as a bulk for letters as well as for certifications. Like Autocrat. So Autocrat is also auto-generated certificates through Google Forms and Google Sheet. We can get it and we can do it. But this Autocrat, 100 by 100 it will be doing, right? So, but whereas in case for mail merge, at the stretch you can just go for till 10,000. I have done for 9,000 and all certificates. I have done it, and it was smoothly went on with all the participants. But this Autocrat, by 100 by 100, it will be just dispatched to the other end. Like Certify-em, this also generates the automatic certificate to the other end through Google Forms, but then we'll have to just have an add-on to the Google Forms so that the Certify-em will work. So when compared to all these, I could just advise you to have this mail merge, or you can go for Autocrat. And this Testmos. And this is what I'll be just showing today as an hands-on. This is an excellent tool for assessing the students, and also you have certain limitations in free version, but if you purchase it for rupees 2,500 per annum, it is an excellent tool. You can just enjoy that as a real classroom. And final recommendations of this online thing, I'll just say we recommend Microsoft Forms for exams, Autocrat if it is less than 100, mail merge if it is more than that. And if you're just going to pay $25, then Testmos is the best option for each and everything. And I've told you, like, we have Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. Like, if those who have not made use of this Microsoft Forms, I'll just tell you what are the difference between these two. So here I have various points with Google Forms as well as the Microsoft Forms, and both the forms I have tested it with my students, and these are the things I could just say, and this is from my own experience. I am just giving you the difference between these two forms, since because I have tested both the forms with my students. Like Google Forms, Google Form are well known and it is most popular among the forms, and you can have variety of questions available. Next, plenty of add-ons for more powerful form. See, for each and everything, if you want to have, you will have to have an add-on to the Google Form, and only then it can be done. So every now and then, if anything has to be done in a different way, you can just want to have an add-on. Like no math support. So no math support in what way I tell you is that not only with the images. Right? So if I want to type a mathematical equation in the Google Form, straight away I cannot do it. I can do it. How I can do it is that I can go to Quadcox and I can just get the coding from Quadcox, and from there I can just copy that and paste here. So that way I can do it for a Google Form. That is why I say that not as images, but as an equation I want to have. If I want to have it in a direct way, I will not be having it. And next is, it is not straightforward to download the analysis. Like after all the questions have been attended by the students, we could want to finally analyze their scores, right? So that it cannot be straightforward. Directly you cannot do it. Only by having an add-on you can do it. And next is no direct option to set time limit for the quizzes. So if you want to have time limit for the quizzes, again you will have to go for an add-on, and then you will have to do the auto stop responses. Everything, it depends on add-on each and every time if we want to have a special thing. Like whereas in case of Microsoft Forms, this is introduced very recently, and it has useful questions with locking. Questions can be shuffled here. Like in the Microsoft Forms, you can have the shuffling of the questions. Whereas in case of the next thing, you can have only the shuffling of options for the only for the choices, not for the questions. And next is variety of themes to make the form look beautiful. That is applicable. Even in Google Form, I say that it is there. And math support. So here I said that indirectly it can be supported. Like if I have to have a mathematical equation, I should have a Quadcox coding, and then I'll have to paste it. But then here equation editor and LaTeX in quiz mode, it is there in the Microsoft Form. Straight away I can do it. And it is very easy to share the analysis. So analysis, I cannot do it in a straight way. I'll have to depend on the add-on, but here it can be done. And here options cannot be, time limit cannot be set for the paper in the quiz, but it can be done here in this. And file upload option is not in the free version, but only in the paid version. Like you cannot upload the files and all, but it can be done in the paid version. So these are all the differences between Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. Whatever thing I know, I've just taken it. And Testmos, I could say that this is a very fast and simple way to generate an online exam for students. Like if you're just making use of this Testmos, you can just test it with your students. Like only thing, what are the things, you need not even have your login for that and all. So you can just go to the browser as Testmos, then you will get a page. Only thing is that you will have to set the name of the test. You will have to give the password for it, and that's it. It will be created. Very simple. And you will have to set the rules. You will have to add the questions. Everywhere we do it. So all these it can be done. And after that, you will have to publish the test and share the URL with the students. So only if you share. So here, once if the test has been created, you will have to create the password also. Once if it has been created, you will have to store that URL somewhere else. So if you're not able to recall that somewhere URL after some time, definitely you cannot search for it, right? So in the cloud, it is very difficult for us to search. So therefore, whenever we do the Testmos, you will have to remember that URL, that is, we cannot even remember it. You will have to store somewhere else all the passwords along with the URL. And then every time you can just make use of it. Like you can just send the URL to the students and ask them to take up the test. And as soon as the students complete the test, straight away they will be seeing their marks also with the explanation, everything. And that's what I said. You view results and generate reports in different forms. Everything it can be done in the test notes. And next here is no registration for the test taken, and even with the low bandwidth you can use, it is even mobile friendly. So nowadays the students, everything they do with the mobile. So even if they have the mobile, they can take up the test through the mobile also. It is very friendly. Like next is free versions has limitations. So what are all the limitations we have? Like in free versions, you have only 50 questions. The students normally can take only 50 questions. Even the teacher can post only the 50 questions. And 100 results per test. This is okay for us. Like at the maximum, we do have only 60 students in a class, not more than that. So this is not a problem for us. And this 50 questions is also more than enough for testing one particular topic for the students. This is more than enough. You can just go with that. And no math support will be there in the free version. But in the paid version, we have it. And question bank pools. So question bank pools, what I mean is that, suppose for example, if you have a question bank of 50 questions, correct? And if you have a class strength of 40, like suppose if I want to have one question, at least one question for one student to be a unique question. So I can make that option. Like all the students, they should not get the full marks. Like for each and every student, I should have a unique question. That way I can take it as a pool from the question bank and then I can just give it. So that also today I'll just show you. And it is, that is applicable only in the paid version. Correct? So these are the things. And next is test post full version. So the previous thing I told you, it is only for the free version. Like for the paid version, it is access to all the tests at one place, at one go, the student can do. And there is no limit on the number of questions, but in the free version, only 50. And no limit on analysis of the student's performance, you can do. And schedule the test at desired time. So you can also schedule the test at your own time, at the student's time. So whatever thing. So suppose if you want to do 10 questions for students, only for 10 minutes, you can just schedule the time only for 10 minutes in the test notes. I'll show you that. And next is browser restriction. Like this is a fantastic thing in a full version. The students will not be able to copy it, even if he cannot take the screenshots, that cannot be taken in the full version. And math support, it is there in the full version. Images, video support, everything. And next, text block support. That is, you can just collect the quiz pool. Out of 50 questions, 10 random questions can be generated out of 50 questions. Like, and one more thing I could add is that, suppose if you want to have only one question in a screen, that way also you can do it. Like even if the students are calling over the phone and they're asking the answers for it, never they'll be able to get it. So how do I say this is that one screen, only one question. In a screen, only one question will be there. Only after he answers that question, it will move on to the next question. So when he moves on to the next question, the previous question, how many questions he'll be able to remember? So suppose if the student wants to get the answers only from his friends, or if he wants to Google and get the answers, unless otherwise he has a knowledge of that particular topic, he will not be able to remember all the questions what we are posting it. So this full version of test notes, it is fantastic. So with this, I'll just stop my thing, and next I'll just show you this Mindomo. Mindomo is also a very good thing. Like normally what we'll do is that after completing the classes, we just want to do the summary, or we just want to do the mind map. So this Mindomo will help us for helping out doing the mind map. Like see here, ICT tools in education I have. So I'll tell you what are all the ICT tools. We have plenty of ICT tools. I'll just make you aware of what are all the tools available. When you're free, you can just go and browse what are all these items. I'll just show you. ICT tools in education. You have, I hope it is visible for everybody. Like I'll just zoom it. Okay. See here for assessment. For assessment, what are all the tools we have? Book widgets, we have wizard.me, Go formative test notes. So out of all these, I could suggest you to go for this test notes. This is fantastic too. And I've also told you this learning management system. Google Classroom, everybody will be familiar with that. Edmodo, that like many of us will not be familiar with that. This is a fantastic one, I could say. And if time permits also, I'll just show you that. Canvas, WizIQ, ClassFlow, Microsoft Teams, Moodle, I have a Moodle subtopic. So these are all the various platforms for us to have the learning management system. And next is video conferencing. So what are all the ways we can do the video conferencing to the other end? Like we can make use of Zoom, we can make use of Google Meet, Cisco WebEx, Skype, and GoToMeeting. So in Cisco WebEx, so when compared to these two, I could just tell the Cisco WebEx, it is much far better than these two. So how I could say is that in Cisco WebEx, like if you are a paid version, like if you have an account, if an institution has an account of the Cisco WebEx, like if a teacher handles a class for about 100 students or whatever may be the capacity of the class, never mind. So like if the entire control will be with the teacher in the Cisco WebEx. So like microphone, camera, everything, it will be muted and it will be on hold with the teacher itself. So what they can do, even if the students go to the next tab in the same monitor, suppose for example, if I'm just listening to the online class in a monitor, in the same monitor, if I just go on to the next tab, automatically it intimates the person who is the in charge of that, right? Like who's the host of that class. So automatically it gets intimated to the teacher and the teacher will catch hold of the students. That is there in the Cisco WebEx. Like a few students, what they do is that they just go to the next tab, they just browse for the songs or browse for the movie, or they just simply chat with the friends. Everything is possible, but in Cisco, once the student goes on to the next tab, it is immediately intimated or it prompts to the teacher like the tab has been opened for the faculty over here. So then it can be controlled. And next is quizzes. In order to have the quizzes, what are all the various tools we have? Visualize, we have Kahoot. Kahoot and Mentimeter is a wonderful and a beautiful thing. You can do the quizzes. Jeopardy Labs, Nearpod, Quizlet. So these are all the things, and if time permits, I'll just show you. If not, it is all very simple. You can just, only thing is that by now you will not be familiar with this words. Now you just know all these phrases. You can just Google it and you can get it. That is very simple as it is. You can do it. And Kahoot and Mentimeter is a very important tool. And vocabulary learning. So like it is not only the language person will have to be familiarized or will have to be very fluent with the vocabulary and all, even the other faculty, we also can do it. And for that we have these three tools: Snappy Words, Word Reference, and Graph Words. So if you make use of this, never and ever we don't come across any errors like typo or grammatical. We'll just even if you type it in a wrong sense, it will just correct it and give you the correct information of the sentence. So all these is possible with the help of these three tools under the thing called as vocabulary learning. And digital notes, as I've said, OneNote is a very fantastic thing. You can just make use of it. Evernote, Google Keep. So you can just try with these. And this end, like mind maps, as I've told you, like as soon as a class gets over for one chapter or for one thing or one unit, you can just do the mind map. So what are all the ways we do? Mindomo. So using this Mindomo only, I have done this mind map today, right? So this Mindomo, with the help of that, this entire thing, I have done it for you. Poplet, you have Oyo, you have Cogla. So these are all the tools we have for the mind map. So you can just try with this. And next, productivity tools like Google Docs. So it is cloud. So fantastic. It will be there forever. You can do it. Edpuzzle, Educations, Slider-Poll. Slider-Poll is very, very interesting and it is user-friendly. You can just, everybody, like I need not explain for you. Like you can just go and Google this, what is all about Slider-Poll, you will get it. And presentation tools, Prezi. So the today's presentation, entire presentation I did only by this Prezi. So Prezi, you can do animations, you can do transition, you can just beautify your presentation. So that can be done with the help of Prezi. Suppose in case, I'll tell you, suppose if you're not familiar with this Prezi, even if you go inside this Prezi tool, and if you are struggling to do the things in Prezi, I'll just tell you idea, like you will be having a PowerPoint, ordinary PowerPoint you will be having. That also I'll just show you. So that ordinary PowerPoint, you just import it through this Prezi. So only one thing, you will have to import it. So once if you import it, automatically things will be done to you. Like I'll just show you that also. Then clear slide, video, slide being you have. Online whiteboards. Like even in this pandemic situations, like the engineering faculty and all, what they'll have to do is that they'll have to write the equations, or they'll have to do the circuits, for which definitely they need the boards, for which we have the online whiteboards. So whiteboard, Jamboard and concept board, these two are excellent. Jam and concept. You can just Google it, Jamboard, and you can just find out what are the things you will have to execute it, and you can do it. Sideboard, concept board, Miro. So these are all the tools for which it will help us to have the whiteboard. So in the normal teaching class, conventional mode, we do have the blackboard. Here we do have the whiteboard. So even if you want to do graphs and all, like if they want to plot the graphs, so graph sheets you can have in the concept board as well as in the Jamboard. You can just go to that tab, and you can just make the screen as a graphical mode, and then you can do it. Everything it can be done. And next is video editing and making. So video editing, making, there are many tools available. OBS, it is fantastic. If not, you can go for Loop Recorder. Soft, that it can be done. Prezi video, even in this Prezi, it can be done as video itself. Animoto, V-Video, Movie. So this can be done. And you must be having these tools also, like support, in order to support this ICT tools in education. So these are the things I just wanted to show to you. And now I'll just give you a hands-on, like moderators, do I have time for doing at least one or two? Moderators?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, could I show you the hands-on for Desmos, at least for one?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can do.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Fine. Thank you. Like I'll just give you, I'll just show you how to enter into it. Desmos. You will have to just give Desmos. And now you just click it. Simple thing. You just click it. Now you don't go and log in. No need. If you're going to log in, you will have to be a paid user. So we need not do for it. Whatever thing is available for free, we can do it with that itself. So if you are making use of the free version, you just click this build a test. So you just click this build a test. So click it. So I have told you earlier itself in my presentation, you will have to have the test name. So you can have the test name to be as ICT, right? And for each and everything, you will also have to have a password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just keep the password. And I'll have to again do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should not forget this password. This is very, very important. Once if you've forgotten this password, nothing can be done. You cannot find, or you cannot track. Nothing can be done with that. So create the test. It has been created. Like see here, you have a dashboard, settings, questions, publish, result. So in the dashboard, see here, bookmark this page and write down your password. Password is very, very important. Somewhere you just make a note. There is no way to recover the URL. It is saying that, and or password. So immediately, as soon as you do all the questions and publish it on your site, you will have to somewhere store your URL as well as your password. That is very, very important. And next is you can do the adjustment, the settings, and it's not much of tested. Okay, fine. Everything is fine. You can just go on. And next is just view the results. You can just publish it and just go to the settings. You have here the settings. You just go to the settings, like in which scheme you need it. Whether you want this mode or you want this mode, you can just click it. So you just click. I have just clicked this mode. And next is questions. Like even before going to that settings, you just see here, come down. Like it will ask, show all the test questions in one page. If you want it for, if you're going to give 10 questions for the students, if you want to have all the 10 questions in a page, you can just have it. Or if you want to have each and every question on one single page, you can have that also. But as a beginner, I could just recommend you to go for this option alone. And next, see here, show a custom message if the student passes or fails. Yes, if the student takes up the test, he should know whether he has cleared the test or not, for which you will have to set your passing score. So I'm setting my passing score to be as 50%. Like if the student gets above 50%, I will have to give the message, pass message, So I can just give it as congratulations, congrats, right? And even for the failed students, we can give the messages, but when we give the message for the failed student, make it as a positive thing. Better luck next time. Better luck next time. I can just better luck next time. Right? You can just give the thing. And then everything, like here you see, timer starts the moment they enter the test and continues even if they close out the test. So if you want to set the times, like 10 minutes, if I want to set it, I can just give it as 10 minutes. Like how many times can someone else take up your test? Not unlimited. So if you give it as an unlimited, many a number of times, automatically the answers will also be displayed as soon as he completes the test. So it should be given only one time, right? And rest all it is given, you can just go through it. And these are all for the paid versions, not for the free users. And do you want to receive an email whenever someone finishes the test? You can just give yes. And that is possible only for the paid users, not for the free users. So you can just give save. So if I just give save, and it will take me to the next thing, next level. So it says that your test has no questions. Use the drop down below to insert a question. So now you can just drop. So you have this many options of taking out your test. Like you can have multiple choice. Like you can just give. And I'll just show you. I have prepared one for you. I'll just show you, and I'll also tell you what are the things we'll have to do and what not. We should just avoid it. That also I'll just tell you. See here, multiple choice. I can give you what is ICT tools. What is mean by ICT? Like I can give you next multiple choice. Right? See here, like whatever question, I'll just give you what is meant by ICT. ICT means I can give 4 choices. Right? I can also give explanation. So show explanation, it is for the paid versions. And partial credit, I can just give if I want. Suppose if this is 1 mark. And for this multiple choice, only one choice it will be correct. And for that, partial grading is not needed. And for choose many options. So like the 3 options, if it were the correct answer for the given question, and if the student is taking only 2 options, in that case, you can just give the partial credit, right? And if it is 2 marks, it will just make it as 1 mark for them. So that also I'll just show you. And next is true or false matching, fill-ups, essay. So how do we evaluate essay kind of questions? I'll just show you. And after everything, it has been done for you. So you can just go and you can just publish it. So that's it. You can also see the results. So now what I could do is that I've just created a thing for you. You just a minute. Okay, fine. This is my URL. Now what am I going to do is that I just drop my URL, right? I've just dropped my URL. Dear participants, this is not a thing that I'm going to judge from your end. It is not like that. I'm just making you to practice, and from which I'll just tell you how we can do the analysis and all. See, I've just given my URL. I've just given my. Madam, could you able to see it? I've just put the URL of Testmos in the chat box. Okay, fine. And the password for it is ABCD. I've just given the password for that also. And what I asked you to do is that you just copy this URL, paste it in your browser, open the next tab and paste it in your browser. You will be asking for, like, I'll tell you. See here, I'll just do it for you. You paste it, then you enter it. So as soon as you do it, you will get this page. So now I am the administrator and you are the student. Like, you will have to enter your name and then the passcode. Passcode, you do the enter your name, you do your password. Password is ABCD. You type ABCD, then you start. And please get along with me. Then you will just find out how beautiful it is. Please, I request everybody to take this Testmos URL, paste it in your next browser, and you will be getting a tab like this, right? You will be getting a tab like this. Passcode, I give it as ABCD. It is all lowercase. You don't have it as uppercase. ABCD is the password. Yes. So once if you give it, like I will also give Rita, I will give my passcode as ABCD. So start. Like, you cannot take this test again. Okay, I have already taken the test. Only one time I can take it. So I will not be able to take it. The others can take it. Please. I have checked it. You please do it. Madam, are you doing? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Let us just check it. I can just see how many of you all have submitted it now. Only 3 or 4 questions I've done it. So I'm just giving you how we can just do it. Do the results. Okay, fine. Like 6, 7 members have done it. Okay, that is enough for me. I'll just give you the conclusion here. Ma'am, everybody, you need not do it. This is only a sample thing I needed. Like TR Vijayan sir. See here, you have got 2 green ticks, 1 orange tick, and a question mark. So this 2 green ticks, what it indicates is that full credit is given for it, right? So this orange tick indicates that only partial credit, which means that 3 choices or 2 choices will be there, and he might have left 1 choice or the other one. So that is why orange tick, it is partial credit has been given. And what for this question mark? So essay type of question. So that has to be evaluated manually. So how I can do it? You just see your question mark you have got. Click on this question mark, right? So if you click on the question mark, that student's, right? That student, a particular question, like only for this question, COVID-19 impact on education, your views, I've asked you. Like your answer, like yes, anything else. So if I'm satisfied with this answer, I can give the mark. So now I just save the change. See now the question mark, where is the TR Vijayan? That question mark, it has changed to be as orange tick, indicates that only a partial credit I have given. So okay, next, suppose if I want to give a full credit, what I can do? So again, you click for Monisha. Okay, right. So Monisha, COVID-19 is an education student's life is very bad. Fantastic. So I'll give 2 marks. So now save changes. That question, see now Monisha, where is that it will turn on to green. So this is how we can grade the students manually for 1 question. So it is all very, very simple. I hope now you will be able to follow it. Like you can also see like the other person. See this like same thing. I have said you like this is full credit I have given. So partial correct. So partial correct is that these are the 3 correct options, but then only 1 it was chosen by the student. So then out of 3, the partial credit it was given as 0.6. So that is what we mean by partial credit. So now I hope you would have understood like how to make use of this Testmos. Like if you want to have 1 question per page, you can have. If you want to have 10 questions per page, you can have. If you want to have multiple choice, you can have. If you want to have many choice, you can have. Say true or false. And if you want to have an essay type of questions, you can have it. And you can just evaluate only 1 question. That is fantastic. And you can just set the time for the students to complete it. And as soon as the student completes it, they can see the score. See here, I've just given the minimum passing I gave it as 50%, and this particular student have got 52%, and which is above 50 only. So the message what I have passed is that congratulations, you rocked. So if suppose in case if the student fails, better luck next time. So it will be coming there. So this is a fantastic tool. You can just go on. And next is I just want to show you like in Google Form how we can do the plagiarism check. Ma'am, can I do it with your permission?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So for which I can just move on to my so it takes quite a few minutes. Okay, fine. See now, I'll just show you this also. Everything once it is done only for this. Okay, everything is fine. Okay. Like I'll send shorten URL. Okay, fine. I'll just copy it. I'll just copy it. Okay, fine. It has been copied. Again. Okay. Now, what I'll ask you to do is that, ma'am, please, you just click this link and give me your attendance. See to that it can be done for you, and I'll just tell you how I have done it. So this is how I'll be doing it. And the password for this I have set it as demo ICT. Demo ICT. Demo ICT. Okay. Like, ma'am, please, sir, what I request you to do is that click on this form and the password it will be asking. So give the password as demo ICT. That is first letter. It will be either it may be a small letter or even it may be a capital letter. Right? Password is, that's what I told you, ma'am. Demo ICT. Demo ICT. I'll just show you that also. I'll just see if any. I'll just see if any responses are coming. No response till now. Already time out. What is it? Oh, 2, 3 responses. Responses are coming for me. Okay, fine. So with this, we'll just stop it. I just wanted to give a trial with this. See here, 8 responses have got. I've done 11 responses have come. See, I can just create it. I'll be just collecting it. And what I'll do is that, see, I'll be having this name or my student roll number. I'll just copy only those roll number and I'll be just.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Tell me, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Sir, you're not audible. Not audible.
Tell me, sir.
So if anything you want to just tell me, you can put it in the chat box. I can just see it and I can explain that.
You carry on, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Like I'll tell you how I gave that. That was a trial I've given it for you. So what we can do is that now I'll just have a form. So you, how it will benefit is that only the students who are.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Tell me, sir.
Ma'am, can you please send the PPT?
Which PPT?
Sir,
PPT.
we will, today we will send, sir.
I'll be giving it to the coordinator, sir, and they'll be just giving it to you. Okay,
We
fine.
will
And
send it
next,
in your
see,
mail, sir.
like mission. So how I have done is that, like, only the students who are active in the class or who are active in the class will be able to give my attendance. Within few seconds, what I will do is that I'll just stop. So how I can stop is that you can just go to that and you can just stop the responses. So now I'll just show you how I have made it. Oh, the system is freezed. Just a minute. I'll just see it. The system got freezed. Few seconds, please bear with me. My system got freezed. I've just logged. Okay. Now I'll just show you like how I got it. Like you can go to Google Forms. You can go to Google Forms. Am I audible to everyone? Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'll just go to the Google Forms. I have shared my screen. My system got freezed, only that I was in trouble. Just a few seconds, give me. I'll just get you back. Yeah, it is. Like you have you can just take a blank Google form, right? Blank Google form. What you can do is that you can do for attendance, anything else. Coding problem. Okay, I'll just give you attendance. Attendance form you can have. So here if you double click it, you will be getting it. So first thing, you just set the password. So how do you set the password here? See, type password, right? And you have response validation has been added. So how to add it? See here, like everyone, could you be able to see my screen now? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
So you have here 3 vertical dots. Click that. Response validate, you enable it. Response validate, you enable it. So once if you enable response validate, you will be getting like this. Like what I'm going to do, I'll have to set the password and it has to be matched with the student sending the password. So you can just give regular expression and then it should match. Now you can give the password. So you can give the password demo. Suppose if the students are giving me their attendance through their mobile, sometimes the first letter, even when they press it, it will be only in a capital letter, and unknowingly they will not be finding out the thing that it is capital, and they will be giving, and it will say that it is incorrect password. So in order to avoid that, what you can do is that demo with small d. The other word also you can have it, that is a vertical line. Vertical line, it will be just above the enter button. You can just press, this is that vertical line, and you can have capital D, demo. If not, it will give you as incorrect password. You just set it, right? So now you make it as a required one. And next, go to the next page. So section. So it will ask for your name. You can just ask, right? So you can just ask name. Okay. So you make it as a required one. If you want their roll number, since because they are students, you can make their roll number, you can ask their roll number. So then you can just make it as a required one. Okay, but this whatever thing, you can just remove what? You need not want all those things. So now what I'll do, so if you want to see whether you've given required items for everything, you can just give the password here and you can just press next button, it will go. So every field I have marked it as a important thing, right? Required one. So this is my preview mode. So after that, what I will do is that I'll be, if you want to collect the email address, you just put a check mark over here. And if I'm going to restrict only with my institution, I can have this. And today what I've done for you all is that I've just unchecked it. And I just put as limit to only one response. Suppose if you're not checking it, the students will be duplicating the attendance and it will be a big trouble for you also to give the attendance for them. Make it as a limit to one response. And now save it. That's it. Done. Now sending. You just send it. You have here an attachment like this. So now you just click on this and you just shorten the URL. Right? Now copy it. Right? After copying it, you can just, when the class is going on, you can just put it in the chat box for them. Like what I've done now, like this is your attendance link and the password given as demo. So with that, the students will be able to give you the attendance, and you can just close it within no time. Like the students who are alert in your class, attentive in your class, you will be just giving 2 or 3 minutes for them, and they can do it. What the hell they are doing it? They are doing typing only their password, name and roll number. So nothing else they are doing it. So no time they can do it. You can just give 2 or 3 minutes for it, and you can just stop all the responses. So you have a Google Sheet now, right? So in the Google Sheet, what you will do is that you stop the responses. See here, you collecting the responses. You just leave the responses for 2 or 3 minutes. So now it is accepting the responses. Again, see here, 3 are doing it. So now, as soon as 3 minutes gets over, you just stop it. Even now, if you just give it, it will not be accepted here. I have just stopped my responses. Only for those students, I will be giving the attendance. So this is one way of preventing the proxy and all here. So only from their respective mail, they'll have to give it. So proxy and all, none of the students can be able to do it. So that is one way of asking the attendance. And what I told you is that, man, still I'm asking, like, can I take your time, or will I just, should I have to stop with this? So if you just tell me like few things I have to do it, but I will not be able to extend and all. No, it is all data card problem for everyone. And one more item, can we do it? Like checking the plagiarism through Google form? Ma'am, hello?
Okay, ma'am.
Checking, okay, fine.
Possible, okay.
Okay, I can do it unless otherwise the other end it has to be
yes, ma'am.
patience,
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
ma'am. That is the thing. Like,
Yes, yes,
fine.
yes. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I'll just show it, ma'am. Okay, now what I'll do is that I'll go to the Google Classroom. So already before coming to this session, I created a Google Classroom especially for this ICT. I'll just click on that. I'll go to the Google Classroom, and I've already created that class. You know how to create a class and all. I need not tell you. Like I have taken 2 mail IDs. One is student mail ID. The other one is the teacher at mail ID. 2 mail ID. I am just making use it now. See here, demo ICT. I have created it. So this G, like from this mail ID, this mail ID acts as a teacher now, right? G mail ID acts as a teacher now. So what I will do is that if I want to give the assignment to the students, go to the classwork, create assignment, right? So just for a while, okay. So you just give an assignment on ICT itself. You just give an assignment on ICT itself. Then you can give certain instruction like tomorrow, this time, you can just submit and done everything you just give. And here you just see check plagiarism originality. There is one box. You just check this box. Or you can enable originality. See here, you will be getting, you can enable originality reports on 3 assignments per class, which means that if I am creating a class, only 3 times I can check the originality for plagiarism. Continue. So it has been checked. Okay. So now what I will be doing is that post to all the students. Yes. Okay. Fine. I assign it. Okay. I have assigned now the assignment. What the student, I have the next ID for the student. I'll just take my HOD ID. Okay. So this is student, and I will have to go to my classroom, student classroom. I'm just going it. So once if I go to the student's classroom, I will be assigned with a assignment. The teacher would have been assigned an assignment. I would have received by now. I'll just show you. Okay. Okay. See here, I'll change it to this. Okay. Students classroom. Okay, see here, demo IT. Okay, I am joining the class. So the teacher has invited me, and now I am joining the class. Okay, I have joined it. G teacher. So teacher have invited me. I have joined the class. This is my student. I am doing it. So I'll just see here, posted a new assignment. Geeta P. That is the teacher has assigned, posted a new assignment. Here you have it. Okay, fine. What the student will do is that add or create. Right? You click this add or create. So anywhere you can just upload your assignment. So assignment is given to you. You can just upload the assignment. So this is my Chrome machine. I don't have a saved file. I'll just see whether recent any files are there, and I'll just upload it. Okay. Fine. Something I have got it. Okay. I'll just take this. I'll just post it. Okay. It has been added. Now what I can do is that student itself. Originality assigned. Okay, mark as done. Okay, mark as done. Don't forget to resubmit once you are done. Okay, you can go to your teacher mode, demo. You can get, see here ICT, it has been turned in. View the assignment. View the assignment. Here you have the assignment, and play check will be done. Where is it? Not able to get it. Turned in. I've given. Okay, I'll do it once again. So add or create. I am adding or docs file. I'll just take any file. You can just give it. Creating a docs file. See, one file it has been created. Now you run originality report. After adding it, you will get originality report. You run this, right? Okay, run it now. From the student end itself, you can just check out how much percentage of plagiarism you have. Turn it. One attachment will be submitted. Fine. So that was an empty thing I had, I guess. So the plagiarism, that was an empty thing only. I got it. So the plagiarism, it will be report will be there 59%, 49%. It will be there. Once if I run it, since because the file what I've attached, it was an empty file, it was not able to give the percentage of. Suppose if it is a written document, anything else is written on the document, definitely once if you submit it, immediately if you run it, you had an option as run. If you run that option, you'll be able to get the percentage of plagiarism for that particular assignment. So this is how you can do it. And many more things I have got, but as we are running short of time, I do not want to take much of your time. And that's all we can do, and many are there. I've just given the Mindomo. With that you can just do plenty of things. Only thing is that you might not be aware of all the terms. Today you might be aware of all those things, and you can just do it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my little understanding of about what is all about the best practices of ICT tools in teaching learning process. And I'm also new to this. Only with this 3 or 4 months period of time, I've learned many things, and I'm just exploring each and everything what I've learned with my students. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Any doubts regarding this, you can just ask me. I'll just check. Any clarifications you want?
Now, Srilekha asking a question. For quiz, which one is the best for typing mathematical equation?
Ma'am, quiz, if it is a paid version, if the institution is going for a paid version, like $25 per annum, if the institution is able to pay it, they can go for Testmos. And however we do the normal writing on the blackboard, you can do it that in the Testmos itself. So if it is a free version, it cannot be done. But Kahoot, you have a new tool. I have given in my Mindomo. Kahoot, it is a thing wherein you can do everything now. Kahoot and Mentimeter quizzes, it is very much convenient and it is all user friendly. They can go. Kahoot, I have their quizzes like for evaluating the students' quizzes. You have Kahoot and Kahoot and Mentimeter. Kahoot and Mentimeter, these two are very much, even you can go for Nearpod, that is also fantastic. Then, without using laptop, how to use whiteboard in mobile or any other tools for mathematics? Yes, fine, sir. See, sir, in mobile, you can check, first thing, you go to the Play Store and you download that Jamboard or you download the whiteboard, whatever thing you need. Then you have an edit option in that. So when you go into that edit option, pen, pencil, that tool, it will be there. You can just take it and work it. Like how we do in the WhatsApp status, no sir, the same thing, it can be done there. Which one is the best tool for teaching mathematicians? Which one is the best tool in the sense, like you are asking for learning management system or for conducting the tests or assignments or quizzes? I don't understand. So if you just tell me that, I could tell you. For classroom teaching, if you just have like Moodle, I just wanted to show it, but then we are running short of time and I could not do that. I have my own site for that. Like you can do through Moodle or you can just go by OBS. So OBS, suppose in few of the remote places wherein the students will not have the net connectivity for a continuous time, you can just record through OBS and just after recording it, you can just send it to them. So when they get the connectivity in their own time, the students will be able to just see. So that way you can do it.
Good evening, madam.
Sir, good evening, sir. Tell me, sir.
We have more than 50 ICT tools which is available in UGC website.
Okay,
I think most of them are paid one, it is not the open source one. So, most of them are acting, most of them are paid one, it is not a open source one. Am I correct, madam?
Sir, like, no. Not most of them are paid ones, sir. For paid, they have full versions, sir. And for free versions, they will restrict certain items. So you will have for both free as well as for paid version. But the thing is that for paid version, you will be able to do lot wonder in the full version or in the paid version. Free version, certain restrictions will be there, sir. Like whatever thing I have showed today, you can just make use of all the free versions. Free versions, we are just comfortable as of now.
Maybe it is a 14 to 15 days, am I correct?
What's a free version?
Yes.
Like, that's what, you are exactly correct. For 1 week they are giving, and some of the tools they are giving it for 15 days and all. Like what you can do is that for the Testmos and all, you need not register it. As and when you want to test the students for through assignments or quizzes, you can just create the test name. You can just have the password. You just send the URL alone to the students. That is much more enough. So every time, whenever you're going to have the test and all, you can just have, you need not have a login ID and all, sir. So you can just have create a test name. You can have a password for that test name, and whatever thing I have done now, you can just give the URL to the students along with the password and they can do it. So making use of the free version in an effective thing, that is also a big job. So it is not that we have to pay and we have to get it. We can do a lot wonder in the free version itself. Can we do operation research problems as assignment in which tool? Fine, fantastic. Like sir, you have asked a very good question. So to my point of knowledge, what I could say is that since because it is an operation research, you have various techniques to undergo it. If the institution is paid version for a testimonials, it charges only 2,500 per annum. So we can get that and you can do everything. So math support, you can do it directly there. However, we write it on the board, you can just do it on that testimonials. So that it will be very much comfortable and it will be user friendly for user. Anything else to be discussed here? Ma'am?
That's all, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Fine. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
And I thank all the audience for being patient hearing throughout this 1.5 years, and sorry for taking for another half an hour extra time of yours this evening. And so whatever thing I have learned within this 4 months, I just shared with you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful presentation. The points you added are certain, especially the exponential rise of e-learning on digital platforms. And the limitation you stated are all true. In fact, we are all facing daily in our online classes some new softwares and extension tools which are to be adopted by every faculty in their career, not just for the sake of this prevailing situation of COVID-19, but to be aware of the technological advancements in teaching field. I thank you once again for giving an excellent lecture towards the ICT tools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Participants, for your information, the feedback link will be posted on the chat box. Participants are instructed to fill the correct mail ID while filling up the feedback form. Link will remain open for the next 1 hour. Participants will receive their e-certificate within a week. For those who have trouble receiving their e-certificate, can contact us by attaching their copy of feedback response through mail. Now, I invite Ms. Aishwarya, AP Maths, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on these memorable occasions. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Dr. P. Geeta Ma'am, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Mathematics, Bannari Amman Institute of Technology, Satyamangalam, for having accepted our invitation for this workshop. Ma'am, in your presentation, the points you pinned about the advantages of e-learning and the need for online lectures and tie the necessary supporting tools were understood very clearly, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And I also express my heartfelt thanks to our management for their support. We are all grateful to our HOD, Dr. P. Jayakumar sir, for his words of encouragement. I thank you for his support and motivation to conduct this workshop. I thank all the participants for your presence and patience. I thank all our well-wishers for their support, vision and commitment. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Now it's time for feedback. The feedback link will be posted in the chat box. Participants are asked to fill the form to get the e-certificates. You will receive your e-certificate within a week's time to the registered mail ID. The link will remain open for the next 1 hour. The link will remain open for the next 1 hour. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Geeta, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Swarup Kumar Das sir asking your mail ID, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just post it, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
I posted my email ID. Ma'am, shall I make a move?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Ma'am. Hello.
Sir, சொல்லுங்க.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Nice workshop, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. With your fullest cooperation.
Really, it's very useful.
Really, it's amazing, ma'am. Learn
Okay.
the new things also.
Okay.
Ma'am, and also she moves more technically.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So definitely we will do that, ma'am. After
Yes,
we
Yes.
Try to implement.